breaking news. I just received some bad news from my source for you Scorpion fans. Now, I'm gonna just go ahead and lay it out on the table. I'm not even gonna beat around the bush with it. After speaking with my source, he informed me that Warner Brothers, or I should say Discovery, has called for a complete overhaul of the entire DC brand. Meaning that they're going to be shaping and changing everything up. What you once knew is no longer what you will know it as. Now, hopefully that's a good thing in the Mortal Kombat category, because we've been hearing nothing but great things about Mortal Kombat, from the mechanic system, from conquest mode, from the crypt, from creative fighter. We've been hearing nothing but great stuff. But now I'm starting to get a little scared, because Warner Brothers Discovery, or I should say Discovery, I'll just go with Discovery, they have took it upon themselves, since they are changing everything, to completely get rid of a lot of things that aren't working or things that were the same. And one of the things that was always the same was the fact that Scorpion was on the front cover, or in some way, shape, or form the mascot for the game. Now, this explains why we have things going on as far as cover art changing and things of that nature, because I made a video about them changing the cover art and looking to put Liu Kang out. It was supposed to be Liu Kang, Kitana, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion on the front of the cover. Now, it makes sense as to why they wanted to switch it up. Now, even though my source gave me that information, I always make sure that I keep the most updated information from my source. And yes, I do chop some of the information down so I can make multiple videos out of it to keep you guys getting the content that's needed. So we make sure that we have regular phone calls, and when something big comes up, they alert me and I update you from there. That way it's easier for me to get out the information and to not forget the information or get confused or give you outdated information. Now that you're caught up on how that works, I'm told that they want a complete overhaul of this franchise, and they are no longer accepting this whole time travel, this time gimmick BS. They want to see no more of it. There will be no more time travel BS after Mortal Kombat 12. The game will settle. Now, the multiverse, as mentioned, was accepted because from a storyteller's point of view, it gives you more options on how to tell stories and to keep the former lore and, keep the former lore intact without completely disrespecting it. Again, this is basically bad news for Scorpion fans, and to be honest, I don't feel sorry for Scorpion fans, because you guys have had the franchise for as long as I can remember. Same thing with you Sub-Zero fans. Don't get me wrong, Sub-Zero fans didn't really get a lot of love in my opinion, but Sub-Zero has always been there as one of the top people, even though he never really got his time to shine. But be honest, Sub-Zero did have his own game, Sub-Zero Mythologies, or Mythologies I should say. And then of course Liu Kang and Kung Lao had their own game, and then Jax had his own game. So it was a little bit of more favoritism back then, but at the same time, at least everybody was getting their own game. So with that being said, I'm told that Discovery loved the way that NRS, formerly, Midway, even though they're two different companies, you get what I'm saying. For the sake of sanity, we're just going to say NetherRealm Studios is formerly Midway for the people who cannot comprehend correctly. So the former Midway has done a fantastic job with telling all of these Mortal Kombat stories and having different projects ran at the same time. And Discovery wants to see that return. That's something that they wants to see return, so that way we can get more variety, because they themselves have said that the Mortal Kombat franchise has become disappointing and it has become stale. Now, this is coming from Discovery, which is shocking, because in my opinion, Mortal Kombat did really good with MK11, but I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of a little stale, because Kronika felt very underwhelming. Like, this woman, how many fights did Kronika actually get into in Mortal Kombat 11? She only fights you when you beat the exhibition mode or tower. You fight her then, okay, whoop-dee, and you fight her in story mode as Liu Kang. That's it. You only fight her like twice. Like, she didn't even get to scrap with nobody. She didn't scrap with Jax. She didn't scrap with Jackie. She didn't scrap with none of these people. So you mean to tell me she's supposed to be this big bad villain, and then she just came in and got washed by Liu Kang? And then she got washed by Shang Tsung? I see where they coming from. I never looked at it that way. But they're right. That villain was rushed. that villain was just pulled out of thin air to kind of tie the knots on a whole bunch of things, and there's still some black holes in that story. But the fact that they're going to use 12 to fix it, that's what makes things better. I love the fact that Discovery is being real. They're willing to change every single thing, and that's what's important right there. Now, even all the way down to the comic book side, I'm talking about comic books. Some of them comic books are going to be gone. Comic books are going to be gone. I'm going to do a different video on that, the comic books and related to Mortal Kombat, because there's a major update on that. I really don't cover comic book news like that. That's not my thing. I cover the leaks, but I am going to start covering other news, especially when it's Mortal Kombat related. So, not only that, the Injustice series, for you Injustice fans. Oh man, it's going to be a long one for y'all, so you want to stick around for that video also. On top of that, the Mortal Kombat movie. The movie seems to be in pretty good shape, so there's nothing, or at least not too much of anything to worry about there. But I will tell you, there was a reason why they avoided that tournament in the Mortal Kombat movie, and now I understand why that was done. Now, a lot of you are probably going to say, well, the movie's a little different. Isn't it owned by someone else? This, that, and the third. No, it all goes hand in hand. It all goes hand in hand. They're looking to make sure that they reflect on the franchise perfectly, which is the reason why the movie side is working in conjunction with Ed Boon and Discovery. Dang, I keep forgetting these people's names. Discovery. So with that being said, guys, I'm laying it all out on the table for you. I'm shocked at the fact that they feel like Mortal Kombat is somewhat of a disappointment, because it's sold really, really well. It's sold really well. So this news catches me off guard. I guess this will be our first question. I'm going to pass to you guys in the comment section below. And you can put first question and then type your answer after this. Do you think Mortal Kombat 11 was a disappointment? Did that catch you off guard? Hearing that they think Mortal Kombat 11 was a disappointment as far as the content that's in the game. Now, the sales was okay. The sales did pretty good. But I like the way Discovery think. But I'm a little scared. Because if I like the way they think, maybe we think alike. And if we do think alike, that means we probably either going to be getting a better game, or we going to be getting a terrible game, depending on what people like. Because at the end of the day, liking stuff is subjective. It's all related to that person, how that person think about it, and how that person feel about it. Now, to get back on topic about you Scorpion fans. You Scorpion fans have really showed y'all ass in Mortal Kombat 11. Y'all have really showed off with Mortal Kombat 11. And I'm not just going to get on y'all. Liu Kang showed his behind too. Jiris showed his behind. But you Scorpion fans, I think it's about time for y'all to take a break. I know Scorpion is Ed Boon's favorite, so I can't wait to see how this is going to play out, because Discovery, they don't want to see no more Scorpion, man. You had a Scorpion movie, which I did not watch. I'm probably going to watch that at some point. And the majority of things that we've seen has just been Scorpion, Scorpion related in some way, shape, or form. So, I'm almost lost for words at this point, because what are you going to do without Scorpion? This is what happens. You need to build more characters. This is why it's important to build more characters. And now it all makes sense, and it comes full circle as to why Fire God Liu Kang is taking over the entire series. It makes perfect sense. They're calling more people up. Like, they're not going to disrespect the popularity of Scorpion, but as far as him always being a shoe-in, that right there has to stop. It has to. He got his story told, Fire and Ice, in Mortal Kombat 11, and now it's time for them to bring in the newbies. Let's move on to that topic. Discovery said that they want to see more 3D era characters. That's a whole video by itself, so I'm going to just give it to you here in this video. Screw it. We got a watch party tonight that we got to get to, so I won't be releasing a second MK12 video. I'm going to do that tomorrow, but we're going to go ahead and talk about it now. They want to see more 3D era characters. They're tired of seeing these same characters over and over again. And I'm told that they were told, if you're going to use the same version of a character, aka Scorpion, then it needs to be in different contexts. Meaning that there can be more than one Scorpion. Meaning that Cole Young may be the individual to carry the Scorpion mantle going forward. Especially when we get that movie pack DLC. I really didn't want Cole Young in the game, but it's looking like we ain't gonna be able to avoid this, and we gonna be able to get Cole Young, as well as some other characters. Simple as that. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing, y'all. But I gotta give Discovery, I gotta give them their credit. I gotta take my hat off to them. Put the fire to them boys. Put the fire to NRS. You know, Ed Boon has always done a fantastic job with his career. He's done really, really good. But the whole Scorpion fanboy thing, and he's entitled to like who he wants to like. It's his franchise, it's his game. But unfortunately, he don't own the rights to the franchise. Discovery do now at this point. That's a WB thing. And to be honest, if I was rich, I would literally buy the rights to the Mortal Kombat franchise and then just give it to Ed Boon. Or I would sell it back to him at a cheaper price. Because I'm pretty sure he loves this franchise and he can do way more with this franchise than anybody else can. Him and John Tobias. I'm told that they could. You know? So I'm just excited for what's to come, but I'm scared at the same time. Because I don't want Mortal Kombat to become a thing of the past. Now, I don't think they're going to let that happen because the game did sell pretty well. It sold a good amount of copies. But it's not one of the most highest selling games in this gaming division. That's the issue. Mortal Kombat X still has more sales than Mortal Kombat 11, and that is a problem. So it's considered a failure. That's a whole nother video I'm going to be doing too. It's a whole nother video on that. Now, somebody in the comment section mentioned 12 million sales is the game is not dead with 12 million sales. I'm here to tell you you're wrong. 12 million sales, a game can be dead with 12 million sales. And I'll explain to you how. I'll tell you this. MKX has over 18 million sales. And that's insider information. You won't find those numbers anywhere. But Ed Boon has alluded that Mortal Kombat 11 is coming up to beat MKX sales, but it still has not done it. And he said that months ago. You can find that on his Twitter. Simple as that. Google it. You'll be able to find it. Do your own research. Do your own homework. So the franchise is definitely dead compared to games like Grand Theft Auto 5, which sold God knows how many copies at this point. They well over. Dude, it's the highest selling entertainment property ever. And you know what? I'm actually going to do something while I'm recording. Give me 1 second. I'm going to take my phone, go here to Google, and I'm going to type in GTA sales. And let's see. What has GTA actually sold? How many copies of GTA sold? It said that after knowing the Grand Theft Auto 5 alone sold 160 million copies, you will be curious to know about how many copies did the entire GTA franchise sell. Well, Take-Two has the figures for that too, as per the video game publisher. The entire Grand Theft Auto franchise in total sold over 370 million units. It's the best-selling game of all time. So you mean to tell me 12 million sales compared to 370 million is not dead? Nah, it's definitely dead, bro. So I understand where Discovery is coming from. They want to milk this franchise because there's a lot with this franchise that they have not done yet. They've not done. They got more to give. We want more mythology stories. We want that. We want more mythology stories. We want other characters to get their own stories. We want a Mortal Kombat spin-off game. A spin-off game that has nothing to do with the main characters. We're about sick of them. They have Edenia, Outworld. They got Chaos Realm, the Dream Realm. They got a whole bunch of realms that they have not even explored yet. Yet we keep getting the same two locations over and over again. We sick of it. So I'm with them, man. I'm standing with Discovery. I'm standing with Discovery because I'm ready for the franchise to be the legendary franchise it's supposed to be. It's bigger than a fighting franchise. It is a storytelling conglomerate. And in order for it to get there, it needs to move forward. Simple as that. So I guess this brings us to question number 2. Who you guys standing with? Are you standing with Discovery of them wanting the franchise to further? Or are you standing with the regulars who just enjoy the game the way it is, meaning that it's just cool as a fighting game? I want you to sound off in the comment sections below on that. I will be reading your comments. Go ahead and write me a book. I'm going to heart it. I'm going to like it. Whatever the case may be. And until next time, I will see you wonderful people later. Peace out.